Sunday morning, some mobility, some core, some strength training. How are you all doing? My name is Toby, I'm 40 years old, and I train to live an active, self-sufficient, and adventurous life. So that's something that you're interested in. Maybe we have something in common, and we have something we can talk and chat about. I do that by minding my sleep. I try to get between 7 and 9 hours a day. Do that by minding what I eat. I try to eat within my energy balance and try to eat 120 to 150 grams of protein in a day. Strength training, conditioning training, mobility training. Try to do things that I enjoy, spend time with people I love and care about, and I generally try to live a stress-free life. So hey, if that is something that you're interested in, then maybe check out my channel and we can have this conversation together. And thanks for dropping by and watching. This is about the way I feel, not about the way I look, by the way. So um, I want to feel fit, competent, and capable for whatever life has in stock for me and is going to throw my way. And that is the main reason why I train like this. I'm a father of two young boys. Need to be able to keep up with them as they grow up, grow stronger, explore the world, have a demanding career, family life, social life, and there are just so many things that I want to do in the world. And 40 is way too young to be sitting at home and being bored and being unable to do anything because of physical impediments that are preventable. The other main reason is that I've learned that we are going to get older as time passes by. Medical advances are keeping us alive. The environment we live in is healthier and less conducive to an early or untimely death, which is all good. But the last 5 to 10 years of our lives are generally spent in discomfort and disease. And that is something that I wish to avoid if possible. Now, some things are unavoidable, but for the most part, keeping ourselves healthy, strong, and capable is probably a good idea because we'll need to be able to use our bodies for a longer period of time. So, yeah, those are two things that you're interested in, then go ahead and check out my channel and we can continue this conversation on my daily live streams or anywhere else, anytime else. That being said, remember, we're good just the way we are. We've got to love ourselves before we can move on. And it's the person we are today who's going to get us to where we want to be tomorrow. So if you have any goals or ambitions and you're working towards them, a bit of kindness to yourself is going to go a long way on the days that you do well and on the days that you don't do well. Because, how should I put this? It's too easy for people out there, and there are already enough people out there who are trying to put us down. But let's make sure that we lift ourselves up, because that's how we keep ourselves going. And there's no need to put ourselves down if we're showing up and doing the work in whatever small or big way possible. And the only way to get anything done, friends, is by showing up and doing the work. So I'm going to start the timer, and we're going to commence on this morning's session. Oh, wait, I made a mistake. I set up the wrong timer. So for mobility, we don't need an every minute on minute interval. We need something slightly different. Sorry about that. So it's December 22nd, I believe. Christmas is almost here. How are you doing towards the end of the year? You doing all right? I hope you're doing okay. And I hope you're ending the year in a good way, in a way that feels satisfactory for you. I know my year ended well, and it is now the holiday season. So we have 2024 to look back on, and around this time last year we flew to Portugal, and that's actually where a lot of this started, where this 360-day streak of health and fitness really took root. Imagine if that hotel wouldn't have had kettlebells. And here we are, a year later, still going at it, and still going strong, still doing well, still showing up every day and for 30 minutes doing the work. And isn't that nice? Isn't that a good thing? That we managed to find that rhythm. And maybe if you've been watching for a while with me, you found a rhythm of your own. Something that really works for you. And that could be anything. It could be for going for a walk once a week or every day. That could be running every other day. That could be cycling. That could be going to the gym and weight training. There are so many ways to work on your general health and fitness. So many options. And one thing I think, the one lesson we can take out of 2024 from my experience is that finding something you enjoy, having the circumstances in your life, both socially, in terms of demands, responsibilities, and commitments, to carve out those 30 minutes every day makes all the difference in whether you're able to be consistent in your workout goals. Now for me, the only real goal I have is to show up and do something for 30 minutes every day. That's how it started. And to be very honest, that poses interesting challenges in and of itself. But what it also does is it lets us absolutely try every day to do something, whatever that something is going to be, okay? And then a year later, turned out that you have really showed up every day to do the work, and you start to feel pretty good about yourself. And you start to notice the benefits and the progress already a couple of months in, and it just gets better and better if we are consistent. It's very simple. Actually, it's one of the things that I always say is that health and fitness is simple, but not easy, right? All you need to do is you need to sleep well and try to get those 7 to 9 hours in every day. You need to eat well. Yeah, eat what you need to function, to perform, and to deliver. Preferably not too much more, because then we start to gain weight. Unless that is a specific goal. That's usually not a good sign for health. I need to use our bodies properly, and I do that through mobility, strength training, conditioning training, but could also be sports, could also be other physical activities that you engage in, anything that isn't sitting around most of the day, because once we start sitting around for most of the day, well, it's pretty much downhill from there. Because what happens when we start sitting is our muscles start losing the ability to be able to be used. They just get weaker, we get softer, not stronger, and we start to lose mobility and capability in our body. And the good news is that we don't have to do anything excessive or crazy. Hey there, poor man's Jim. I think that's you. It's hard to see the avatar from here, but I think I recognize it from this distance. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Getting a late night workout in, or just chilling and watching, whatever it is. I hope you're doing well. Thanks for dropping by. I'm going to go read your message in a moment. Right? So we're just doing the simple things. Good morning. Good evening to you. And thank you for the morning wishes. Like I said, I hope you're doing well where you're at in the world, buddy. I see you've been getting your workouts in. The same as me. So, we need to keep things simple. Need to sleep, need to eat, need to do the strength training, conditioning training, mobility training, or any kind of activity that allows us to stave off the problems that occur when we spend most of our day sitting. Now, you can't, by the way, offset a sedentary life with 30 minutes of exercise in the morning, even if you do show up and do it every day. So don't mislead yourself by thinking, oh, well, I go to the gym, so my office job and my evenings spent at the TV are offset. Not at all. We were made to roam, we were made to be active, to hang, to crawl, to run, to jump, to lift, to carry, to stand, and to sit, and to lie. Yeah. But what we all seem to forget is that in today's society, we have created a world where we predominantly sit. Now, that could be in some ways, that's a good thing, right? I mean, we're living longer. Generally, we need more peaceful lives. We're able to pursue the things that we enjoy and want to pursue. So there are many things that modern society has brought us that we could say are net positives. However, there are also some net negatives, right? I mean, we've had the war on fat, and carbs, and sugars. Nowadays, everyone's over, all over protein. Like it's the best thing since sliced bread. But, truth be told, every time you look at the dietary advice and the changes along the course of 10 years, what's been 20 years, 30 years, what's been the most consistently helpful advice, right? Eat with moderation, varied, different foods, and to get a mix of nutrients from various sources to meet the requirements that your body has in terms of how active it is. And whatever means you use to do that, there are excesses that we need to avoid. But generally speaking, if your diet is predominantly fresh, homemade, includes a lot of vegetables and fibers, decent amount of proteins from various sources, and doesn't overdo it on the calories, and tend to be healthier. So, there's that. And it's not very strange that advice works, because as far as we can look back, like 200-300 years, the amounts and types of foods that people had available were limited, were somewhat varied. And thank goodness, through medical advances, medical study, we understand what the absence of certain food types and specific nutrients means for our health. So, what do you get? And look at all of this and come to the conclusion that there's an abundance of food today. There are a lot of options. Some of them better than other, sure. But I think that's going to be the case for a lot of things. I think that when it comes to making choices, it's good to have options, but it also requires us to understand the basics. We need to sleep well, we need to eat well, we need to exercise sufficiently or move sufficiently. Exercise plus to those three were part of moving for specific reasons and goals that we might have, especially as we get older, into our 40s, etc. So back to eating. If you eat wholesome greens, have a well-balanced diet, but most importantly, in moderation, i.e. staying within the calorie budget, the energy budget that your body has for itself, and that includes things like how much energy you use simply by existing, to increased energy output that you might have because you are exercising a lot or have a physically demanding job, or like what happened when we were hiking through the mountains in summer every day, 10, 15 kilometers, and your energy demand changes. And you can adapt your diet to that, and that's completely fine. So, there are things for you to consider. In terms of what health and fitness that is for you when it comes to those three. When it comes to sleep, I'm most surprised when people overlook this, but if you're not sleeping well, there's no way for you to recover mentally and physically from any kind of strain or exercise or stress you're putting on yourself or the world is putting on you. So there's not a lot that you can do if you're not sleeping well. Like, it just gets progressively harder to reach your goals. So the most important thing, the biggest plus that you can give yourself in terms of improving your health and fitness in 2025, friend, is literally to figure out how to sleep better. Now, for anyone dropping by and watching, by the way, it's 6:22 a.m. where I'm at. My name is Toby. I'm 40 years old, and I train to live an active, self-sufficient, and adventurous life. All right? I do that by minding my sleep, minding what I eat, and showing up and doing some exercise on live stream every day. I thought about live streaming sleep and eating, but it doesn't seem to be as interesting and as appropriate on camera as having a conversation while we're exercising is. So that's something you're interested in. You go ahead, check out my channel, and maybe subscribe, and we can continue this conversation here or under any other video or live stream, all right? But I'm always surprised when people don't talk about sleep when they are talking about getting healthy. It's always about exercise and I need to eat better, drink less alcohol. Well, to be very honest, you'll start to eat better when you sleep better, because your brain is just better able to process stimulus and better able to do what you want to do. You're better able to make decisions, less cravings, think clearer. So overall, improving your quality of sleep, generally speaking, is going to have a net positive impact on your health. More people said it. I also heard it under my other video the other day. Let's see, I'm talking a bit softer than usual. Maybe that's a bit better, and thank you for pointing that out and letting me know. This might be better, but you let me know if the gain isn't too much on the microphone now. So like I was saying, you fix some of your sleep and other bits of your health start to fall into place. Then you look at what you eat, because people often think that exercise is the path to losing weight, but it's not. It's sleep hygiene, and then on top of that, proper eating nutritious food, eating healthy food, eating foods that are rich nutrients we need, but not excessive in calories that promote general weight gain. One of the keys to being healthy is not to lose weight necessarily, but to stay at the same weight, to have a stable weight. And then there are different gradations in that, right? In some cases, it might be beneficial to gain weight. Sometimes it's very necessary to be healthy. And in some situations, it might be beneficial to lose some weight to get those health markers to where they're supposed to be. Either way, yeah, there are multiple paths to walk, but eating is definitely one of them. And then when we've taken charge of our sleep, which is easier said than done, when we've taken charge of our nutrition and we're eating foods that are helping us function and perform in the way at the level that we want to, then we can look at exercise, right? And the first half of exercise is simply just moving around. It's going for walks, working in the garden, doing things around the house, or more simply put, not sitting. If you can avoid sitting, you're going to get a lot more out of your body. Now, does this mean you need to walk around and move around 6 hours a day? No, that's the other extreme. But generally speaking, if you spend every hour, you spend 15 to 20 minutes moving and 15 to 30 minutes sitting. Well, I think you might find that your general health and fitness is already going to change tremendously. So just keep that in mind. As we go through the motions, we're moving over to some core exercises, by the way. So it's not like we go to the gym or work out for 30 minutes and then we're done. Suddenly we're healthy. It's also not like we need to excessively train with incredibly heavy weights. But what we need to do is generally just need to move more on a daily basis. Need to move, need to use our bodies, need to do things actively or move often, frequent, and in varied ways. And then when we've got movement down, i.e. we're sitting less, we're doing more, that's when we can start talking about exercising and about training. But the thing is, nowadays, it's all about selling programs, gym subscriptions, quick fixes. But that's not how we lead satisfying, fulfilling, and generally the kind of life that we might want to lead, that is active and adventurous. It's all about the basics. And the basics don't make you a lot of money, which is why they're not so interesting to promote and talk about online. But in the end, they are the pathway to a healthier, happier self. And I always state them at the beginning of my videos, right? So you know what I talk about. I always say, my name is Toby, I'm 40 years old. I train to live an active, self-sufficient, and adventurous life. I do that by minding my sleep, minding what I eat, doing my strength training, my conditioning training, and my mobility training. I try to spend time with people whom I love and care about. Try to do things I enjoy. I try to generally live a stress-free life. So, if that's something you're interested in, you can go ahead and subscribe to my channel. We can continue this conversation in many different ways, under many different videos. Thanks for giving me the feedback. I appreciate that. Like I said before, I hope you're well, and I hope life has been treating you all right. I see you've been showing up and doing the workouts. I hope you're heading for a fun and good Christmas and New Year's break, and that all that stuff that needs to get done for work is getting done. Oh. It's a lot harder to continue talking through a core training session than it is through a mobility session. But here we are, waiter walking. This is just an 8 kilo, by the way. It's nothing special. Hoppa. Alright, I will have to check them out on your channel. And when you say sessions, what does that mean? You do multiple workouts in a day? That's pretty cool. Suitcase deadlifts. One side, next side. Do some snatches. Then I have a seal session. So pull up, squat routine. A deck of cards. Alright, so the seals, by now I figured out what they are. But what's that? Jesse Paulak pull-up style. and a squat routine deck of cards. Those are things that I'm going to have to look up. And where do you get your session ideas from? Like, is there some sort of training manual or book that gives you these ideas, or some sort of training style that you're into? Because they always sound pretty neat and it looks impressive when I check out your channel. So that's pretty cool. And I don't know what these variations or games are. But I'd like to learn more, because there are just so many people like yourself doing interesting things with their health and fitness. All right, we're going to finish off with, I just need to change the timer here. We're going to finish off with some swings, and then some snatches. I'm going to do swings with a 20 kilo and snatches with a 16 kilo. 5 left, 5 right. The first swings. All right, I get that. It feels like yes. That's cool. And it swings my bell. That's really cool. It's also nice to have a community of people who are working on the same things to share ideas. To share ideas with. I think that's cool, and that's good. All right. Going to do the snatches. I hope you're ready. 16 kilo, 5 left. And the last one, 5 left and 5 right. Oh, that is as good a core challenge as we're going to get with anything else. And that's it, friends. Mobility and core on a Sunday morning, the Sunday before Christmas, 2024. Look, it's been a great year. What can I say? I've had fun. I've been showing up, doing the work. Life's been good. I've had my share of injuries. I've recovered from them. And we keep moving forward on this journey of health and fitness into my 40s. Compared to a year ago, I have more stamina. I am definitely stronger. I've been able to maintain a steady weight. I have good focus, doing a lot of things that I enjoy, both physically, mentally. Life is good, and I can't overstate or understate how important my routine have been. I've been minding my sleep for a year. I've been minding what I eat for a year. I've been doing my strength training, my conditioning, my mobility training with kettlebells in the gym, outdoors, running, all different things. I've been focused on spending time with the people I care about, people I love. I've been focused on doing things that I enjoy. And I've been focused on trying to live a stress-free life. And generally it's been paying off. So if that's something you're interested in, go ahead and check out my channel, because I'll definitely keep doing this into 2025, and maybe you want to join me on that journey and share your own with me. Poor Man's Gym, pleasure. Thanks for dropping by. Thanks for the conversation and the ideas. I will look that up and indeed get some sleep, sleep well, rest well. I hope you have a good day tomorrow. Game Engine, #Fit40. Thanks for dropping by, for saying hi. I hope you're doing well where you're at in the world. Melby, hey Melby, how are you doing this morning? I hope you're doing all right. I'm just done wrapping up 6:45 a.m. where I'm at right now, and I'm going to head off. I hope you're doing well where you are. Thanks for dropping by, saying hi. And I hope that whatever journey you're on, health, fitness, life, that you're doing well, and that you're going to have a good day and a good week, depending on whether the day is just starting for you like it is for me, or ending. And tomorrow's going to start anew. You're very welcome. Take care, and like I always say, friends, my name is Toby. I'm 40 years old. I train to live an active, self-sufficient, and adventurous life. I do it by minding my sleep, what I eat, strength training, conditioning training, mobility training. We're good just the way we are. We've got to love ourselves before we can move on. And the only way to get anything done is by showing up and doing the work. So I'll see you tomorrow. Take care, friends.